Today we're back in Diablo 3 and we're breaking down the 4 different type of rifts in the game and the rewards you get from each. What is up, my friends? My name is Echo and I have Captain Nemo back on the channel today with a rifting guide for you. Maybe you're new to Diablo 3 even though it's been out for so long and you want to know what are rifts, what are they for in the game, and what different types are there. But not only that, what do you get from actually rifting with your friends, or I guess you could do some rifting alone? We're going to answer those questions today while we're watching some footage of that actually happening inside of the game. And like I said, my buddy Nemo's with me. How you doing today, man?
Hey Echo fam, thanks so much for having me here. I'm super pumped. This is really exciting. This is Rift. This is actually end game for Diablo, right? This is where you are if you beat the game and get up to the highest levels. This is also where you're doing some leaderboards and a bunch of other exciting things. So I'm pumped to get started on this one.
So basically, rifting is when you become someone in Diablo 3.
That's where all of the big boys and girls hang out. Yeah.
That's exactly what I meant. So before we get into the actual details of rifting, guys, remember to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for regular Diablo 3, Diablo Immortal, and Diablo 4 videos, as well as live streams 3 times a week. That's a mouthful. I should really shorten that up. And don't also forget to check out my boy Nemo. He's linked in the description below because Nemo, YouTube?
That's right. I do a little YouTube. I have a channel called Scrappy Academy. You should definitely come down and check me out. I do a whole bunch of different content, Clash of Clans, and a bunch of different games, including Diablo. That's right. I'll be doing some of that as well.
That is right. So let's start with, you said we have 4 different types of rifts. Let's start with the first one. What are we, tell us about it. Just talk.
Just talk.
Sure. So there are 4 different types of rifts. The first one that you're gonna experience as a player is a regular rift. There's a regular rift and a greater rift. Basically, the difference between a regular rift and a greater rift is a greater rift is where most of the max players are. A greater rift is timed. There's usually only 15 minutes, and that's where you can get on the leaderboards. That's also where you want to be because that's where you can upgrade gems. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But a regular rift is just a lower down version without having a time limit, and it gives you a ticket. Actually, when you finish a regular rift, you basically get 2 to 3 tokens to be able to enter a greater rift. So you need to finish the regular rift to get a ticket into the greater rift.
That makes sense. So yeah, and that's good. I'm glad you brought that up because this is a regular rift we're looking at right here, or we're looking at a greater rift here?
This is the greater rift. This is a greater rift.
So this is what we'd be getting the ticket to get into from doing regular rifts when we're starting out.
That's right. And basically, you get in here, and if you see right next to your head, there's a bar, and that bar gets filled up with the amount of enemies you kill. And you want to kill as many enemies as you can, as fast as you can. And of course, elites give you a little bit more. They fill up the bar more. But when you finish and finish the bar and it fills up, then a Rift Guardian comes out. That's the boss. Once you kill him, that's the end of the level.
So basically, the bar fills up, boss comes out, beat the boss, you did it.
That's right.
And in rifting, you're working on leaderboards and you're working on getting rewards, so you could do upgrades and get different types of loot and upgrade your loot in the game.
This is where the most loot is. This is where the most gear is. This is where you can get your legendaries, and greater rifts is where it's at.
Yeah, and basically you want better gear so that you could do harder rifts, so that you could rank higher and get more rewards, rinse and repeat type thing.
Correct. Yeah. Well, in fact, there's actually a different type. So there's 2 different types of things, right? As far as the challenge boards, we can talk about that real quick. There's actually something called the challenge rift. A challenge rift is basically it's a monthly, a seasonal thing. You get in, everybody starts with the same character. Actually, just does it with the same character, the same power level, the same board. It's the same everything. And the idea here is whoever can do it the fastest. That's where the leaderboards come in. Those global leaderboards, that's where everybody tries to get into those challenge rifts and be the number 1 and 2 because that's where
wants to be on top. And that's the second type of rift, the seasonal rift, where you all come in as the regular same exact setup.
The third rift. There's a regular rift, a greater rift, and then a challenge rift.
Regular rift, greater rift, challenge rift, and what's the 4th type of rift?
The 4th one is the empowered rift. Now, empowered rift is basically a greater rift, but you have to put a whole bunch of money into it. So when you start a greater rift, there's a little checkbox at the bottom. And when we were doing this, you'll see this in this one and in the last one that we opened up. The little checkbox, you open it up and then you pay. Depending on the level of the rift, the difficulty you select for the rift, because a greater rift, there's a level of difficulty. If you look at the top right, there's a rift difficulty. Right now we're playing at 45.
Correct.
Which is like it's equivalent to basically a Torment 10. There's like a whole different, there's like a whole mathematics of how to do this and how to get what power rift with the what, Torment, and I could talk about it for days, but you'll be sleeping, so will I. So I won't. It's Torment 10. Think of it that way. And
Torment 10.
yeah, Torment 10. So, and basically that's what happens, right? So you want to upgrade those rift difficulties and go up, and the more you do, the more things you get. But when you empower a rift, what you're doing is you're paying a whole bunch of money for an extra chance at a reward at the end. And that's kind of what brings me to my next point. Why do you do a greater rift? Besides doing all of that stuff, there's something called upgrading gems. At the end of the Greater Rift, after you beat the final boss, you get an artisan, it's a merchant, so to speak, and her name is Urshi. And what she does is she allows you to upgrade and empower your gems, upgrade you the level of your legendary gems. That's the only way you can upgrade your legendary gems. And of course, that's where the end game is. There's so many gems. There's so many cool things that you can get. I have a gem called the Legacy of Dreams. I know me and you, Echo, will do a video on gems all day long, but
We should.
I know you have a couple of cool gems when we were playing. I saw you pick up a few really awesome gems, so you're gonna need to take them, do some greater rifts, get to the end, and then upgrade them levels, right? So, and that's kind of the key, right? That's the key for the greater rift and the level of.
For you right now, you're running behind our friend here, who is basically your tank. So you have a good opportunity to not die on these because he's such a high level. Is that correct?
That's actually you read my mind. That's what I'm doing. I'm staying behind because I don't want to die. I want an extra chance to upgrade my gem.
Right, exactly. All right, so we're coming up pretty soon. I mean, I see that bar filling up right now. I really want to see the final boss here before we show. Oh, what is that? Those are pretty beastly looking. Yeah. I want to really see these gems and these gem upgrades that you're talking about. I want to see that actually in progress. I want to see it happening. So pretty soon we're going to see the final boss, see the rewards that we get from it, and then we can check out the gems.
That's right. We can check out the gems and how to do it, how to upgrade them. And they're here.
So, okay, so this is the final boss. Is he dead already?
Well, it's Rigby. I mean.
Yeah, Rigby. Rigby is the tank in front. He's a very high level, and he takes down bosses with one shot. Then Nemo comes, collects all the rewards, and calls it a day.
Yep.
But you didn't die, Nemo, so you got those 4 upgrade chances, which we're going to be seeing really soon. That was such a fast boss battle. I mean, it literally was 2 seconds long. But I guess why don't you right now take us to the part in this footage that you have where we can actually see the upgrades and what's going on with these gems. Now, we have Urshi right in front of us, but there's one thing that Nemo forgot to tell you guys about the Empowered Rift. Nemo, what did you forget, man?
So to get an extra chance, the reason you empower a rift is to get a chance to upgrade your gem for the 5th time. So in order to get it 5 times, which is the max amount of time you can do it, you have to get a greater rift, empower it, and not die and beat it.
So there's your reason for going on the Empowered Rifts. And right now we have the gem action going on the screen. Explain to us, Nemo, what your plan was here. You have your upgrades, you have your gems, you have your idea in mind. What were you doing?
Sure. So I have this one gem that I really like right on top of me. You see, it's the Legacy of Dreams. It gives you a really awesome ability. It actually amplifies your power if you're not using any abilities on your legendaries. It's kind of crazy. There's also an artisan piece to this that's really good. That gives you double the ancient power. It's a really amazing gem. What you want to do is you want to upgrade it to max to 99. So what I'm doing right here is I'm using my 3+1. As you see, there's an upgrade. It says 3+1 next to it. I have a 100% chance of that because we did a high enough level rift. If our lift was too low level, I wouldn't be 100%. I could actually not get this gem by getting 60% chance or 70.
High rifts, so you get the rewards, and now the upgrades are actually happening. You have 3 left because you used that first one. Yeah. And in strengthening this Legacy of Dreams, what is it actually doing to the gem? Is it buffing its stats?
Absolutely, it's buffing its stats, and because it's sitting on my ring, that's where I put it, is buffing my stats. It's amazing. There's 99 is the highest level you can get here on this one.
So at the end of the day, you're just making your character stronger with better gear, better equipment, so you can go dominate more difficult rift levels and more difficult beasts within the game.
That's right. Do it faster and faster, and this is how you gear up. At the end of the game, you're going to want to make sure that you gem all of your favorite gems to get the specific abilities, and then you can get the right gear sets, get a specific, I mean, it gets nuts, right? And that's why you're doing all
So as we summarize the 4 rifts, we're here looking at another greater rift as the boss is about to come up. So Nemo, we have 4 different kinds of rifts again in summer. We have the regular rift, the greater rift, the empowered rift, and the challenge rift. Now, do you get the gem upgrades from a regular rift, or do you have to get to the greater rift to get there?
Greater rift, that's where it starts.
So you start with your regular rift to unlock the greater rift. Then if you defeat a greater rift, you unlock 3 gem upgrades. If you don't die, you get that 4th. Correct, Nemo?
That's right. That's right.
Then we can go to an empowered rift, which enables you to unlock an extra 5th gem upgrade. Correct?
A chance for it. That's right.
Chance, right? A chance for it. And then we have the challenge rift, which is a leaderboard thing. So you want to be the best in the game. You want to be recognized. You can do it there, and that's how you get it, through the challenge rift. If I can get it, guys, you can get it as well. I want you guys to go on and go do some rifting yourself. But not only do I want you to rift, I also want you guys to come through when I start live streaming this, which is probably actually happening now by the time this video releases. Live streaming on this channel 3 times per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern time, with my boy Nemo and some other friends that are going to be coming out, Rigby being one of them. So hopefully you guys come through. Best way you can do that is to subscribe to the channel with the bell rung, so when the notification comes through, you could be there, one of the first people inside of the live stream. Nemo, tell everyone a little bit about your channel and socials or whatnot before we head out for the day.
Sure, sounds good. Thanks, Echo.
You're welcome.
I have a channel called Scrappy Academy. I do a whole bunch of content on it. I do Clash of Clans content. I do actually a whole bunch of other different games, including Diablo Immortal. I'm super pumped and excited to start playing with Echo. I have a Twitter called Real Captain Nemo. You should definitely come down. Make sure to tweet me, because I answer every post. I make sure that I talk to everybody. I'm super excited for that. Thank you so much for having me here, Echo. I'm pumped. Really excited to be here with the entire Echo fam. And super pumped for when we start doing the live streams. I cannot wait for that.
It's a pleasure to have you, man. I always love you bringing down your expertise and having my back here in Diablo 3. So thank you so much. But guys, we're out of here for today. Remember, I also have a Twitter. You can find me at EchoThroughMe, where I talk about just really whatever I want, life, gaming. You never know what you're going to get. Hit me up over there and we can chat. But I'll see you guys back here later on today with another video. Until then, be good.